This is Ritual Butcherer. You are watching RichardMetalFans.
Hey, what's up, guys? Episode 272 of RichardMetalFan interviews here at the Lord Hotel in Baltimore, Maryland, and I'm here with Kai, aka Ritual Butcher from the Almighty Archgoat. How are you doing today, man?
I'm fucking happy to play here in the States. I think last time we played here was 7 years ago, so fucking happy to be here.
Hey, cheers on that, man.
I always do interviews when there's beer involved.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I love good old Samuel Adams Summer Ale, which isn't sponsored by, the video is not sponsored by, so please don't sue.
Not yet.
Yeah. But it's so awesome to have you here. So kind of the format is I want to talk about like your musical history and sort of do a rundown of your discography, but take me back to young Ritual Butcher. So kind of growing up, what were the first bands that got you into metal? What made you want to start playing the guitar?
The really first bands were Kiss and Iron Maiden. It's kind of a rainbow to add. The kind of kick to this direction was surprisingly or not from our parents, because my mother wanted always listen to this kind of a hard rock, and she gave myself and my brother these cassettes of Kiss and Iron Maiden as birthday gifts, and in a way kind of guided us to this path where we are.
Cool. And so, were you in any bands before starting up Archgoat, or was like Archgoat like your first band?
No, I had I had a band which was called Enbalmer. It was death metal, and included our previous, our first drummer for Archgoat. We did death metal with him, and my brother Rainer, he had a band, grindcore band, before, so we kind of were thinking that I'm not happy with death metal. He was not happy with grindcore, and we were thinking that the bands we loved, like Celtic Frost, Possessed, Slayer, Bathory, that we want to kind of put this new satanic element out to our music. So these bands were kind of stepping stones before Archgoat.
All right, and tell me about like forming Archgoat, because you formed in 1989. Yep. So how did you get to know like everybody? Because I know it was like you and your brother.
It was this project what I kind of earlier told, that we had our grindcore, our death metal bands, but these bands were really not exactly what we wanted to play, because our interest, we were following Celtic Frost and these bands, and playing grindcore without satanic lyrics was kind of lame. Playing death metal without satanic lyrics was lame, and not what we wanted to do. So we were at the time really kind of experiencing and reading about the satanic literature, and we decided that Freiner, with his grindcore band, he threw out the bands, all other members, myself and our drummer. We kicked out all the other members, so it was 3 of us, and we 3 had this focus that we will fucking create the most satanic, most evil band there's ever been.
All right, and I guess like the first release to talk about with Archgoat is the Jesus Spawn demo from '91. Well, so tell me about that, because it's very primitive sounding. So where was that recorded at?
It was recorded in South Finland, in Parainen, the same place where we recorded our mini album, and it was kind of by luck, because we were just looking for, we were young kids, we didn't have any experience of record studios, so we basically from Yellow Pages looked where you have a studio, and we get there and we thought that okay, we need 2 days to record the demo, and we contacted him and we did it there. Surprisingly, what was kind of comical, it was 2,000 Finnish marks, so 666 per each of the member.
Yeah, clever thinking. And then next up is Penis Perverser. Funny demo, live demo. So how'd that come to be, to make sort of like a live sort of demo?
That Penis Perverser is a recording of the live show with which we played in Turku in Finland, which was recorded with video camera VHS, and then we just played the video put the C cassette recorded next to a video, recorded, and that was the demo.
All right.
So it was a live tape.
Yeah. Then you sort of played around Finland for a bit, and then of course '93 Archgoat sort of broke up. So what was sort of like the reason for the breakup? Because I know it had like something to do with like the label at the time that you were on.
They were kind of that's a good point that we cannot put it into a kind of one reason alone, but the one reason which included was that we recorded the album, and then our at the time label Necropolis Records started to kind of eat up their words what they have promised us, and also at the same time we were looking at the black metal scene, because when we played black metal was extreme music, it was not sandboxed. And then Dark Throne, and all kudos to them, those guys for doing their stuff, made their Breeze in the Northern Sky, which caused that suddenly overnight you had the old fucking weak, lame death metal grindcore bands overnight jumping to black metal. And for us, for me, it was kind of disgrace to the extreme metal, disgrace to what black metal should be about, that you create your own fucking path instead of you are walking behind some other band. So we told the kind of the whole scene that fuck off, this is not where we want to be included.
Yeah, you just kind of like tell people just like fuck you, we're gonna do what we do. We are gonna not be included. So you do black metal in this way, and we fucking exclude our band from this fucking whole scene. Right. And then during like the breakup, what were like you doing like in the meantime?
Normal life.
All right.
Studying, getting my degrees, getting my bench press higher and higher. So normal stuff.
All right. And then of course, like flash forward 2004, like Archgoat like reunited. So what made you guys like decide to come back?
It was kind of really weird situation, because myself, I wanted to first put the band back on the track. I tried with different guys from Turku scene, but it didn't feel good. I was the only original guy. It felt like shit. Thought about that, no, it's not gonna happen. Then Rainer, my brother vocalist, contacted me that let's do it, and I at the moment thought that I already kind of tried this, no use. But he told me, we go to rehearsal place, we will play one rehearsal, and we had our original drummer there, and one rehearsal, it was just like time jump back to moment when we stopped. It was so fucking magical. That it was everything, the black kind of energy, what black metal is all about, the kind of why you do it, your warriors next to you are there, the energy was there. It was so capturing moment that I know this is for me the most important thing in my life. We will fucking do this band forward.
Oh yeah. And I guess the first thing I want to talk about is this album, Hordes of Bethlehem.
I love this. In my opinion, I think it's a very underrated black metal debut album. So what was sort of like the thought process going into making the debut Archgoat full-length album?
I think most important thing was that not to shit on our legacy, what we had already done, that we wanted to do, and this was a big fucking stress factor, because we were off from the scene for 11 years. And today it's kind of easy to think that, okay, you come back, you make your album, but we had a legacy already done, and then to come back after 11 years and do your album, it was a big fucking stress factor. But we think, kind of find the way and the philosophy that fuck everybody else. We are gonna make album that sounds like what we want Archgoat to be, and we played it, and I think it turned out to be kind of good.
Yeah, I love like songs like Lord of the Void, the title track Desecration. These are like some fucking metal song titles, man. So when this album first came out, like what was sort of like the touring cycle like? Did you start like playing like outside of Finland for the first time, or is it still just kind of locally?
It was, I think after this album, that it started to happen outside of Finland. I think we played 2005 the headliner tour with Biheksen and Helmilesha. First ever outside of Finland show in London. It was kind of crazy to think because when we started to play black metal, if you even got to the fucking place to the next village to your from your hometown, it was a big thing. But to get to the next other country and to tour, it was something that we were kind of thinking, what the hell. But yeah, we played there, started 2004-5, the first tour outside Finland.
Yeah, and 2026 is coming up and it will be the 20-year anniversary of Hordes of Bethlehem. Is there a chance maybe we can get a celebration of this album, like somehow? Like maybe do a tour you played start to finish?
Never thought about it. I don't know.
Who knows?
I think have to think with talk with other guys. Myself, I don't see there such need because, in my opinion, this is a good album. It brought us back to the map, but it's not the best what we have done.
All right. Fair enough. And then next up is this one, The Light Devouring Darkness. I love this album. I thought it was a good follow-up to Horror of Bethlehem because usually with the debut full-length album, you have like your entire life to write, and there's a lot of hype with the first album. When it came to making The Light Devouring Darkness, did you feel pressure to follow Horror of Bethlehem?
No. There was only one pressure, which was from the label, that by this date the album has to be completed, recorded. So we, on purpose, decided that we will use this sound studio, which have never done metal music before, because normally if you use a studio that does metal, they want to put their own kind of thumb mark and kind of do it lame. So we did it with a record studio that was specialized in rockabilly music, and told him and kind of dictated everything from the start. But from my opinion, this album was okay, but it was a demo album. So if I today would kind of could rewind time, I would take maybe 1 month more and put a little bit more to this album.
Yeah, but it sounds a lot cleaner than it did on Horror of Bethlehem production-wise. Was that sort of like the idea to make it like the more production-wise sounded more polished?
This kind of ideology of polish I don't like at all. But the thing is that with Archgoat, we are guitar-driven band, so we make guitar riffs, and the guitar riffs dictate the songs. And for me, it's really important that you have a good guitar riff. You don't hide it behind some fucking stupid white noise.
Right, and this year does mark 15 years of The Light Devouring Darkness. Like, I thought it was, like I said, this is pretty much another great follow-up to Horror of Bethlehem. Is there a chance maybe we can expect like some deep cuts tomorrow night at Maryland Death Fest?
On this album, we are tomorrow playing, I think, 1 or 2 songs.
Yeah, like, is it like I forget which ones?
We are playing tomorrow from this album. We are playing the Slower Goat and the Moon.
Ooh, hell, that's one of my favorite songs from you guys.
That is this song in our kind of set list is perfect, because this song was done by Mr. Lord Angel Slayer. So typically all our songs are done by me, but this was done by him, and it's fucking. I love this song. I don't love it to play, but always when we get on stage and you start to play these songs, it's kind of people go bananas.
Yeah. And then next up, the Apocalyptic Triumph. I like this album. So what was it like, kind of like going from this to this?
Many years.
Yeah, because I noticed there's like a gap from 2009 to 2015. So did you really want to like hone in your craft and sort of like take your time to make a good album?
I think all in all, we played a lot of tours in that time. So making a new album was not so kind of. We are never we've never been this kind of band that we have to put album out now and now and now. So this album came out logically. This was basically the first album where the kind of all composition, musical responsibility and flight by me, and I did it on my kind of schedule. So it meant earlier we did all together. This album I did myself, so I need a little bit more time.
Yeah, and I love like the riffs on there is just so fucking crunching. Like one thing I love about you guys is like you always just keep it nice and refreshed. You never like reuse like old stuff. You just keep it refresh and new every fucking time with the riffs and everything. Was that sort of like the idea of going into the album?
Okay, what I need to say?
Yeah, just
Statement.
yeah. But then next up is Luciferian Crown. I love that album. I feel like it's a lot different compared to like the previous albums. It has a bit of like, I guess, a death metal feel to that. So tell me about like that album.
Thank you for noting, because it was a new era with a new drummer and more kind of capable musicianship that you can bring in the band, because this album I made again myself, but with new drummer, he could bring so much more to the table than we could have earlier used. And I think one maybe highlight of the album is the second last song and the kick drumming, which is played such a fucking level that for us was earlier not possible. And also drummer getting back to a guitarist, which was in our band not done before, giving feedback that okay, do this. And I think the new drummer, Mr. Goat Aggressor, brings really much to our band, and this is for me the album which I call the number one of our trilogy.
Yeah. And did he like bring in something like new rhythmically to Archgoat that y'all didn't have previously?
He did bring a drum walking. I think on this album we have the song called Darkness Has Returned, and this was a song that I did for myself. It was not Archgoat song, because I just for my own sake wanted to create black metal songs in a way of Canada, the nationalities, Canada, America, Finland, Sweden, whatever. And this was done in a way of old battery. I just created this song, and for just laughs I played to Mr. Goat Aggressor this song, and he played some drum parts to it, and we just in the rehearsal thought that fuck it, forget it. Next week we came back to rehearsal, and he told me, play this riff again. I played it, and he played the weird drum riff to the guitar part, and I thought for the 1 second, this sounds like shit. After the 1 second I thought, this sounds fucking perfect. So it kind of brings in the picture the importance of having capable musicians who will, from my kind of raw ideas, he will with his toolbox make it Archgoat, and that's what happened with this song.
All right. And then, of course, your latest album, Worship the Eternal Darkness, came out in 2021. I still think it's great. So how was like the writing and recording process like for the most recent Archgoat album?
Same as always. I did everything myself, recorded everything, home studio, everything, and sent it to guys songs after each was completed for feedback. And after the loops, we went to studio.
All right. And how do you feel like the black metal scene has changed over the years? Because when there's always like the different waves of black metal. There's the first wave with like Bathory and Celtic Frost, and then there's the second wave with like Emperor and Mayhem and stuff. And there's always like sub-genres of black metal, like the symphonic death metal with Doom Work Years. So I feel like black metal has definitely evolved and changed over years. So how do you feel about like the whole scene in general? Like how it started from where it began to where it is now here in 2024?
For me, black metal starts from philosophy, from your own philosophy. For our band, we would never take a person who is not Satanist. You have to have your own philosophy, but with black metal as a genre, from where it started, kind of that no holds barred, you do extreme music, then it became into sandboxing, that you have to have a certain vocal, you have to have a certain E-tune, guitar, and this kind of stupid thing. Black metal killed the kind of how can you define what black metal was earlier about. It became this kind of sandbox, stupid kind of every band sounding the same. Minus, you have the good bands there. Now I want to say, like Bolzer, to whom I just told the guys today that they are the mayhem of 2000s. They create their own music outside of fucking these fucking stupid sandboxes, and black metal today is how would you say, like a pit bull with this nose box or whatever. It's kind of not having the balls to go outside of what the old bands have done.
Yeah.
And this I find fucking sad.
Yeah, and of course, like the black metal always lyrically talks about like Satanism and hell and all that shit. So for you, what does like Satanism mean to you personally?
If I would, this is what I spoke with a few persons today earlier about. In one word, rebellion. Rebellion is a Satanism. How I have from my early years carried it forward, how I have earlier understood it was totally different from today, but the years of life and studying and experiencing and everything, and today I study the spot that it's rebellion.
Awesome. I got a couple more questions for you. In terms of like playing live, because you know tomorrow night will be my first time seeing Archgoat, and I'm so glad to finally see you all. So is there like a different like mind frame to like playing live versus like recording an album? Is there any like differences or similarities between the two?
They are two totally different worlds. When you go live, you go live. When you go to play albums, you cannot play all the instruments at the same time. So live is absolutely the kind of where you put the 100% of your studio work from 60, 20, 20, you compress it into a one, and or how I would maybe put that the work of 1000 hours of studio works you play in 3 minutes.
Awesome. And of course, like you mentioned, like Archgoat is sort of like a very guitar-driven band. So for you, what's like sort of like your main inspiration in order to create like riffs and stuff?
Mr. Metronome, pam 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 pam. When I today I've been really last 3 years I've been fucking lazy about it, but earlier I played 5 years. I really went to guitar lessons with Miss, and then with Mr. Metronome, learned about this, and I think from our music you can hear that there is this kind of advancement. There are two actually good guitar solos in our two last albums that are kind of outcome of training, but yeah, training brings more tools to your toolbox.
Awesome. So thank you, man, for this conversation. It's great to have Archgoat on my show. I know you got this awesome show tomorrow night here at Maryland Death Fest. It's just anything else with Archgoat you would like to promote in terms of like tours and new music and stuff? And is there a chance maybe we can get Archgoat to do like a US tour eventually?
Well, we are now doing a US tour.
Oh, yeah.
We are playing 5 days, and I think kind of to put it short, that kill false metal, kill this kind of feminine, vegan, lacto, whatever fucking metal, that just play real metal. is kind of what I myself would say that, yeah.
Awesome. So thank you, man. It's just any final words you want to say to the viewers that are watching this to close this out?
Tuned to be.
Yeah, you heard him right. So everybody, Ritual Butcher from Archgoat. We'll see you next time.